What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Steve, back in the house, and today I will be showing you guys my Project Diablo 2 Rabies build. Let's dive on in. Now, this character I just recently leveled to 87. I don't even know if I got all my skill quests done. I got most of them done, and I still need to do my Act 5 Resistance quest, but for now, let's jump into the skills. Where are we to? So obviously the main skill is going to be Rabies. And then you're going to max out all the synergies like Feral Rage, Lichen Therapy, and Poison Creeper. Now, Poison Creeper is like one of the main things to have, and just because of that, it also does good poison damage, plus it does enemy poison resistance. Right now it's at negative 39%, but when I'm buffed it's negative 40. So that helps out hugely. That's pretty well it. You also can go with Oak Sage or Wolverine, whatever you feel. I like Oak Sage for more health. And that's pretty well it for skills. And like I said, I just leveled this character recently. The stat points are not correct because I was using a Grief PB and a Storm Shield. I was kind of going for max block. So there's probably a lot of dex here not needed and some strength that's not needed. So you just put in your requirements for your gear and then you put the rest in the VIT. And we're going to have a quick peek at the gear here now. We're going to start with the gloves, and I use Venom Grips for the Poison Skull damage and the Life Steal, and the Crushing Blow helps a little bit when you're doing your melee attacks. I went with two BK rings for the skills, which helps a lot for the rabies damage and the life stolen per hit, and just the life based on character level, which helps a lot. And for the belt, I went with the Arich for the +1 skills, again for the rabies, but also when you hit a target, you slow it by 20%, which helps hugely. And for the boots, for this build, depending on if your rings might not have CBF or cannot be frozen, you could use Marowaks because they have the cannot be frozen. It all depends how you want to play too. I just use water walks right now because when you're in werewolf form, you're a bit slow, so I like to have a bit of run speed. But also having feral rage gives you as much run speed as you need. But sometimes when you don't have that kept up, yeah, I like to move a bit quicker. So boots is totally optional. How you feel playing, what you want to do. And for the helm, I went with a 2-socket Jala's main with 2 poison RBFs in it. Now, they're not even perfect. I just got what I could. Like I said, this is just a character I built recently, and I love playing it. It's a pretty fun play style. It's different, I'll tell you that. And that's pretty well it. Just Jala's 2 sockets with the RBFs. And for the amulet, I went with Mara's for the resistance and the Tutor skills. Like I said, for rabies, it increases the damage by a lot. And for the armor, obviously, you would use Bramble. Now, I got a pretty good Bramble here. I got a pretty good deal on it. But if you were to make your own, you could go other options if you rolled a low bramble, because if you got like a 32% poison skill damage, you could even go with a 3 sockets venom breastplate and fill that with poison RBFs. Because if you got the venom breastplate, it has negative poison enemy resistance already on it. So if you say had perfect RBFs in it, it would have negative 30 to poison enemy resistance. So that is another option you could go. You don't even have to use Bramble. That's totally up to you. And the main weapon for this build is the Eth Viper Fork. Now, I just happened to find this one day and I slammed the 5 sockets. This is the weapon that made me want to make a rabies build, and I'm loving it. Now, what's so great about this is, besides the 6% chance to proc a level 32 Desecrate, which helps a little bit along the way, is the 4 to poison skills. That helps out hugely. And the fact that it's a man catcher base, it also has very fast attack speed with the 50 IAS. I just happen to roll a decent Ed one, 281%, bit of attack rating, and the poison damage over 1 second. That helps hugely. And also the 30% poison skill damage, just another big buff. And because of the RBFs, we also have a negative 18 to enemy poison resistance. Now this weapon, this is the motherload part of the build. Now, if you're doing Ubers or D-Clone, you would obviously go with something else like a Plague or a Grief PB with probably Storm Shield or Spirit Ward. However you want to make that work for your max resist, that's totally up to you. But we're not talking about Ubers or anything here today. And for the inventory, just pretty well all shapeshift GCs. I've got one summon in there. Like I said, still working on some things. And mainly some all resist charms or certain resistances. Nothing too fancy. Nothing great. See, all low rolls. And that's my resistances right now. I'm working on getting them capped. Once they're capped, this is going to work even better. But I'll give you guys a quick preview of the damage. Let's get buffed up. And get those boys out. There it is. 75,000 rabies damage. I'm going to show you guys how this build works. I'm just going to do a quick cow run. But before we do start, I'm going to show you guys the mercenary gear. Now, I just went with Gaze, Leviathan, and a string of arrows, all for the physical damage reduction. But the main part is a pus spitter. Now, you'd like to get one like maybe 4 sockets and jam some shell runes in that. But the main thing about this is the proc for the lower resistance. This will break almost all poison immunes. If you have an infinity, infinity don't necessarily break all poison immunes. So the pus spitter is the way to go. Alright, let's show you guys how this goes. Now, as you guys can see, this is all about keeping your feral rage up. So you could have the run speed and just hitting one section of mobs, because rabies will spread when you hit one section, and will if the mob is close enough, it will link on to the next one and to the next one and so on. So it's just pretty well run in, one hit, run away, hit the next set of mobs, just keep going, just bouncing back and forth. It's a different kind of play style. It does great maps, great. I've ran some of my fastest map times with this build so far, and it's not even completed to 100%. I really enjoy this spec. Hope you guys try it out, and I hope you like it, and see you guys in the next one.